We have tools, talent, and techniques to get you more prominent in your market. Operation Market Domination. OMG National is proud to sponsor and partner with the American Towman Spirit Ride. Our tow marketing division is pleased to be providing media strategy and logistics support. Call, click omgtowmarketing.com.
Recovery Roundup, brought to you by OMG Tow Marketing.
Hi, I'm Emily Oz for Tow Industry Week. It's another edition of Recovery Roundup, where we feature towing's power players, take on heavy-duty jobs with expertise.
The call came in from a monument company. Their customer had a granite headstone that needed to be moved to a different spot in a cemetery. A few crane companies turned down the job, mainly because of the power lines on scene. Enter Rotator Ron Pratt and his team at Midwest Truck Sales and Service in Scott City, Missouri. Doing the heavy lifting, their Century 1150R rotator on a Peterbilt. Here's Pratt with the details of the job, which came with a big surprise on scene.
Originally, we were called just to move the monument, which was 10 to 12,000 pounds, and at full extension on the boom, we were going to have to set up underneath the power lines, directly underneath the overhead power lines, which, as anybody knows, is extremely dangerous, working in or under or around power lines with any type of boom equipment. We did the measuring on the height, and we were well within or beyond the 10-foot minimum requirement. And with the boom out to the side and stretched completely out, fully extended, we just barely reached the center of the monument to be able to pick it without having to get into the cemetery itself or over any of the grave sites. So positioning of the truck was essential. It had to be just right, or else we weren't going to be able to do the lift. And then it needed to go exactly 5 feet forward from its current position, which is, ironically, the exact amount that the 1150R's carriage travels forwards and backwards. So we started the lift on the monument with the carriage rolled backwards. We actually strapped, rigged it, and lifted the monument, rolled the carriage forward, straight forward 5 foot, and set it on the new foundation that they already had in place. And one of the cool things that I thought, a lot of people commented on the video too, we weren't quite sure how we were going to get our straps out and get the monument set in place. The monument people apparently have used this trick for centuries, but they placed blocks of ice under the monument, and that allows the monument to slowly settle in as the ice melts, allows us to get our straps out, and then they can level it as it goes down, which I thought that was just genius.
Ready to go, guys? Think?
You think we need to get in here and line them blocks up? I wouldn't worry about that. I'd worry about the four corner ones being the same. Hey, Tyler? Yeah. When you go down, the straps got to come out. Oh, they ain't no doubt.
All right.
Yeah, as soon as it hits, pull it out.
You guys ready?
Are we centered okay? Okay.
I'm going to bring it down a little closer to your blocks. And again, just small moves. Right now it's sitting primarily on your blocks. I don't have all the weight off of it. I'm still carrying some. You want to make sure it's lined up before we take all the weight off. Step back just in case the ice crushes. I don't think it will, but all right, take it out, Talon. Take it out. There we go. Good job. Let me swing it out.
After we got the headstone moved, the monument company didn't realize that there was this huge foundation stone under it until they started digging around. And once they got to the bottom of it, they realized there was no way in the world they were going to be able to move it. And I asked them if there was any way if they could estimate the weight, and they did the measurements, did the calculations, and they estimated it to be around 17,000 pounds worth of concrete. And they were right, because after we did the lift, the scales on the 1150R showed it to be right at 17,000. Now the initial lift, trying to break it free from the earth that they couldn't dig down under, was quite a bit higher. But anyway, it was 17,000 pounds worth of pure concrete that was poured over 70 years ago. The scales on my 1150R verified it was right at 17,000 pounds, which with our boom fully extended and flat out is pushing the limits of the 1150 at that point. So it was a dangerous lift. That was the more dangerous of the two lifts, was the big heavy foundation stone. Part of what was so awesome about this job was that there was some of the family on scene. The family that needed the headstone moved, and there was an older lady there who had actually watched the foundation being poured when she was a young child, and watched the headstone be set. Her family were the ones who had poured the concrete foundation stone. And yes, it was a little nerve-wracking. To be watched. You have a big crowd. Of course, you have the monument company there, and then you have the family as well. And you're working inside a cemetery, so you want to be respectful of everybody else's families that are in the cemetery as well. But to have the family there was just adds that personal touch, and especially when the job is done and everybody's giving you praises for a job well done, and the elderly lady wanting to take pictures of everybody on top of that big foundation stone that her family had poured over 70 years ago.
Thanks, Ron. You can see the entire job for yourself on Ron Pratt's YouTube channel. And if you would like to submit your recovery to be featured on the Roundup, please visit recoveryroundup.com. Thanks for watching.